Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the finale of the Healthy Schools Revolution. And although today is the finale with sweet Holli Thompson, it is not the end of your learning experience. I want to at least share a great tidbit with you that this October has been a month of learning for you all, but the good news is this has spurned an idea to continue the educational process. There's been so much tremendous feedback from so many of the viewers saying, this is great, we want more, and so I've heard you and you're going to get more. So every month I'm going to release several new videos and interviews with people that are changing things in their schools, making their schools healthier. But before we get to all that, I would love to introduce our guest speaker, Holli Thompson. Holli is, Holli, hi, how are you today?
Hi, Carmen. I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be with you, and I absolutely love what you are doing. I'm such a huge admirer of you. So congratulations. This is a fantastic revolution that you have going on.
Well, it's a mutual love fest, you know that, and Holli and I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition together, and Holli was actually a guest speaker in my last summit that I put together called the Healthy Kids Revolution, and now that has spurned into the Healthy Schools Revolution. You might go, well, what does Holli have that she's bringing to this, because she's a nutritional style person? Well, here's Holli's short bio, and I'm going to kind of cheat and read it over here because I don't want to miss the important points. But Holli has a new book that just came out. It's called Discover Your Nutritional Style, Your Seasonal Plan for a Healthy, Happy, and Delicious Life. And that just launched in September with rave reviews. And Holli, congratulations. I know that is like birthing a child, getting a book out in the market.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely was. Thank you.
Quite an accomplishment. And so I just have to shout out a little bit more about Holli before she starts giving her cool ideas on breakfast. But Holli actually was a former VP for Chanel, and she created Nutritional Style. That's her trademark company. She blogs about nutritional healthy things. She walks you inside her cabinets and pantries. It's so fun to really see who Holli is truly. And not only that, she has a consulting company. So she's got innovative ideas that can help you sort of segment your nutritional style. And today, Holli is going to share with us actually ways that you as a parent can fix healthy, nutritious things for your children to send them off to school, because that's their biggest brain power moment of the day is when they get to school. So Holli, thanks for being with us, and we're excited to hear your ideas.
Oh, thanks so much. Well, great. You know, one of the things that you asked me to do, which is a challenge and a realistic, lifestyle challenge for so many moms in our country, is how to do this idea of a healthy breakfast on a budget or in an economical way. And, I think your exact words were, Holli, let's face it, not every mom or moms with multiple kids can afford to do an expensive smoothie every morning, or it might add up if you are buying large quantities of different smoothie powders and recipes and things like that. Right. So that was one of my challenges. Was we can talk a little bit about smoothies. I love smoothies for kids in the morning, but let's begin with a really important point, and that is, what do your kids love to eat? Because all kids are different. I mean, even if you wanted to make your child a healthy smoothie in the morning, your kid may want something to chew, or your kid may want more of a meal, or may want something warm. So this idea of this breakfast idea and healthy breakfast idea really plays into and fits well into my world of nutritional style, because we are all different, and your children are all different, and my child is different from your child, So part of this, we want to begin with, what do your kids like, and what works well for your children. So, I think great examples of ideas for healthy breakfast for your kids that will play into all of the different healthy kids nutritional styles. How about that?
That's perfect.
So, okay, so number one choice, oatmeal. I love plain oatmeal as a healthy choice, as an economical choice, because so many moms and a lot of us want to take the easy shortcut and buy the individual packets of oatmeal, which are already sweetened. A lot of them are high in sugar, right? And so if you step back, give yourself like literally a few more extra minutes, and buy a nice container of oatmeal where you're doing individual portions in the morning, you'll save a lot of money, and it's much healthier because we want pure oats as, as natural, as organic as you possibly can or can afford. Always, we always prefer organic, but oats are a wonderful warming morning cereal. They do contain protein. They have about 5 grams of protein per serving, which is a nice amount of protein. You can even add a little bit to that. They are very high in fiber, so they're going to make your child feel full and warm and give them a little bit of protein, those nice healthy carbohydrates and fiber that are going to keep them feeling satisfied, keep their minds working, their brains working all morning long. So it's a really great choice. You can add things to your oatmeal, sweeten it yourself. You can use some local raw honey is a great choice. Raw honey goes a long way if we're talking about being on a budget. You don't need a lot of honey to sweeten up a bowl of oatmeal. Really, really, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon is plenty of honey for any growing kid. Other options that I like are coconut sugar. You can use coconut sugar in the same way that you use regular sugar and just keep that in your sugar bowl. That becomes your family sugar. Other great things would be to add fresh cut banana. Bananas are a very economical, great healthy choice, or any kind of fresh fruit. If your child really needs some more protein, or if you want to add some more protein, try adding a teaspoon of an organic healthy peanut butter or even better, almond butter to your oats in the morning. And that's a really satisfying protein-packed, sure to sustain them all morning. So that's one of my top choices. Not all kids love grains. Not all kids love warm cereals, and some mornings you may not want to take the time to make a warm cereal for whatever reasons. So eggs are another great choice. I love to recommend that you get local farm fresh eggs, hopefully not given any additional hormones or antibiotics. I think that's really important. It is something that I really believe in, especially for growing children. But eggs can be very economical if you can find them on sale. The great thing about eggs is that they last a long time in your refrigerator. So if you do find them on sale, buy them in bulk, because they'll last a good 3 weeks in your fridge. And it's super easy to fry up or to scramble a couple of eggs for your child in the morning. What I love to do with eggs is add a green or add some veggies. So if you have fresh veggies, that's a great choice. A little bit of sauteed fresh spinach, even some salsa is a fantastic idea. Mm-hmm. If you are on a tight budget, buying frozen vegetables can be an economical way to go, because a lot of times, sometimes we don't use all of our fresh veggies, we end up throwing them away. So if you buy bags of organic frozen veggies, little half a cup to a cup of organic veggies in a little fry pan with a little bit of either grass-fed butter or a little bit of olive oil, saute it up, throw that in your scrambled eggs. Mm-hmm. Really fantastic 5-minute meal for you and your kids to get everybody out the door. And as I said, that's a great option for kids and for moms who like that protein in the morning. So part of this is discovering what works for your child. Part of what you want to do is ask your child, how did you feel today? How did that breakfast make you feel? And we do a little, you remember what we call a breakfast experiment, right? Do that with your kids. Figure out, are they a warm grain cereal person in the morning, or do they like that protein? Do they like that healthy egg? Another thing that I love to recommend to moms is to ditch the juice. Right?
You're not going to believe you're saying that, Holly. This is a shocker, so say that again.
Yeah, ditch the orange juice. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but it is you have removed the fiber. It is just pure sugar. And if we are talking about that budget, a carton of orange juice, in a normal family lasts a couple of days. It's an investment, and the kids, go through it like a glass or two easily a day, and it's pure sugar. It's just going right into their bloodstream. And so what we want to do instead is substitute these economical fresh fruit.
Right.
And don't offer your kids juice in the morning. They can have water. They can have they can have anything else but juice, basically. Like a healthy hot cocoa would be nice. But offering your child fresh fruit in the morning is a great idea, because they'll still get those healthy antioxidants, those good phytonutrients, but it has fiber. And so it slows the sugar down and gives them lasting energy to get them through the morning. Bananas, apples, and oranges are all standbys year-round. Now, not exactly seasonal. I'm always big on seasonal produce. But if your budget is a huge factor, those are the fruits that you can find year-round at extremely reasonable prices. And you can add those in, cutting an orange for your child to have along with their eggs and veggies, slicing up that banana for their oatmeal, slicing an apple. I mean, apple is so filling and satisfying in the morning for kids. I like to sprinkle some cinnamon on top, and you can serve that alongside maybe a yogurt with a little bit of granola, or alongside their cereal, or you can add that apple to their hot cereal. But think that way. Every morning, along with that protein and that fiber, you want to get that fruit in. You really want to have that healthy fruit in there. I love that for kids in the morning.
I had an idea just now when you were describing putting the apple in. I was just sort of envisioning chunks of apple, and then I thought, wait a minute, what about my cheese shredder? If I shred the apple into little slivers, and then it mixes better consistency-wise in with the oatmeal.
Absolutely.
That apple flavor. So when you were talking, I had like 3 awesome ideas. I thought about that, and then when you were talking about having water for breakfast, you also, as a gift to our community, shared your 25 flavored waters. Absolutely. So I'm going to ask people to go back and refer to your flavored water document that you sent, that we're sending out to everybody, so they can actually put their fruit juices in the water. And then the third thing I wanted to just recap on your oatmeal idea was I do that oatmeal as well. Like I'll go to Trader Joe's and get it almost looks like a liter thing of oatmeal.
Right.
Cook a large pot that has like 5, 6, 7, or 8 servings. So not only can you make the pot of oatmeal like once on Sunday night, then my one son would eat it every morning for breakfast for a whole week. So I'm not cooking 5 times.
Fabulous.
Right?
Exactly. I mean, this is exactly how we want to be thinking, because
that's $2.
It's right, and it's
for a week of breakfast.
Exactly. Right? It's a fantastic idea. I had a mom say to me yesterday, I did a book signing yesterday, and I had a mom say to me, I have kids, I have a husband, like, this is all way too much, like, this is way too much work. And I was like, you know what, like, anything that you do in life, anything new, is a lot of work at the beginning. No matter what it is. I mean, even if it's a new hairstyle, it's a lot of work to figure out, which way to blow dry or whatever. I mean, everything is a lot of work in the beginning, and then you get used to it, and then it becomes part of your lifestyle. What you just gave us is such a huge time-saving tip. Do it on Sunday, and warm it up each day of the week. Put it a little bit in a saucepan, a little bit of warm water, stir it up. Add your cinnamon, add your shredded apples. It's such a beautiful idea. Whatever it is that you want to do, and add variety. I think that's another really important thing, is that if your kid is a hot cereal lover, does well with grain in the morning, vary it up every day so that your child doesn't get bored, and they're getting that variety of good antioxidants and anti-inflammatory spices like cinnamon and whatever it is that you decide to add in. Nutmeg is great. A little ginger even. I mean, it's really, you can have fun. Maple syrup.
I think that people also forget that spices, like in my mind, I did not grow up in a culinary family. I grew up deep south, lots of fried foods, no experimentation with fresh mint, rosemary, any of the herbs, and very little exposure to the spices. Mm-hmm. And what I've learned is there's no right or wrong. I thought, well, you had to use this exact spice with this exact protein and meat to make something taste good. But what I'm finding is you just smell the spice, and if it smells good and you think it smells like it would be good with chicken, throw it on there, And same thing with your oatmeal. If, venture outside of cinnamon, what else might you put in oatmeal that would be an interesting flavor?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I love maple syrup. You can buy dried maple syrup even. It's called maple sugar.
Okay.
Really delicious. What else would we put in? A little cinnamon, nutmeg, pumpkin pie spice.
Yeah, and your coconut sugar, that probably adds that coconut flavor to it, or adding a little bit of coconut milk to the oatmeal would give it a little bit of a different flavor.
Absolutely. Yeah, a little bit of coconut milk, a little bit of almond milk. Sure. Great ideas. Great ideas.
Love
Another
it.
thing that I love, when I mentioned adding an organic peanut butter or preferably almond butter to
Okay.
oatmeal, would be, it's another easy, really fast breakfast. Would be to add a tablespoon of a healthy almond butter to an organic bread, a grainy, seedy bread, or the healthiest bread that you can find. If your child's gluten-free, make it a gluten-free bread. But adding a good nut butter protein to that, and then serving that with your sliced apple or with a sliced orange. It's another good protein. They're getting lots of good fiber from a bread, and not. I don't really love the grocery store breads. There are a lot of additives in them, so
Right.
otherwise finding a healthy bread can be a challenge. But organic is always best because there is regulation regarding what the ingredients and the chemicals that the fructose, the types of sugars that they do add to grocery store bread. So, but it is if you can find a bread that you love, I know you have tons of ideas.
Mhm.
Adding that nut butter, serving that with, as I said, with a healthy fruit, it's a great breakfast, and it's so fast. And you're sending your child again out the door with a really good, lots of fiber, protein, carbohydrates that are going to help them last all morning, give them that good brain power and energy to ace their tests.
Yeah, and so a grain, a particular grain that my boys have embraced. Now it is a hardy grain, but it's called Ezekiel bread. So
Yeah.
it's from biblically derived, and it's sprouted grains, but it's in the regular grocery stores. Sometimes it'll be in the frozen bread section,
Yeah.
like at Harris Teeter in our area, but then in other places like Target and Walmart, it's in the regular bread aisle. But it's a really hardy, sprouted grain.
Yeah.
And we'll put the sunflower seed butter on there because I know a lot of kids have nut allergies, but sunflowers are a seed. And so my understanding, and Holly, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that seeds don't have the same allergic properties as nuts, right?
Yeah, well, all kids are different. Some kids are nuts and seeds. But
Okay.
you mentioned there are some really fantastic butters out there. Depending on who your child is, depending on what your budget is, again. But even if your only option is to find a peanut butter, which I almost never recommend, but every once in a while it's great. Some kids will only eat peanut butter.
Right.
Go but if you can get your child and you can afford a great nut seed butter, I'm all for it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
I'm going to grab mine in 2 seconds. Stay right there, Holly.
Okay. Good. Yeah. So funny.
Just to show, I know I had to go grab what's in my cupboard so they'll know, but this is the nut butter that I get, and like at the Harris Teeter, our more expensive grocery store, it's like $8 for this. But if you go to Target or Walmart, it's like $4.99.
Yeah.
It tastes like sunflower seeds, like that you pop and eat that have the salt on the shell. Well, this is just like ground up seeds that are fantastic.
And kids love that. Kids love sunflower seeds.
They love this spread on a piece of toast. And I think last year you told me something about putting avocado on toast. Is that one of your traditional breakfasts?
Yes. Now, that's one of mine. If you can get your child to eat that, that's great. And I mean, we love to slice avocado on Ezekiel bread, mush it down a little bit, sometimes drizzle a little bit of olive oil, some good sea salt on top, and love it. It's a
You're
great,
done.
yeah, delicious breakfast.
And
Delicious.
we know that the brain, right, the brain is mostly made of fat. And so we need good, healthy fats like in the nuts and seeds and avocados, which is a nut, right? Or is it a seed? It's a nut.
Avocado is a fruit.
A fruit, was because it got the seed. There you go. I mean, that's so weird that you think it's a fruit, but we have lots of alternatives for quality protein,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Avocado does contain a little bit of protein. Again, that's the kind of breakfast where I would see how your child does on it. Some kids need more protein in the morning. We want our kids to have that good healthy fat, but also get that good protein in the morning for that lasting, sustainable brain energy. So these are great ideas. Have you ever fed your child a sweet potato in the morning?
We Well, being a Southern girl, you know I know about sweet potatoes, of course. But tell me what you like to do.
So, okay, so what we do, we started this when my son was little. I mean, I would make, when I make sweet potatoes, it's sort of like your oatmeal story. I will make multiple sweet potatoes because who wants to turn on the oven for one potato? You know, even if it's my toaster oven that I use all the time because I love not wasting energy. I will always make multiple sweet potatoes and love having them for breakfast. My son loves them. Also, I'll serve them. I'll just warm it up a little bit. You know, you can keep them in the fridge, make them. You can warm it up wrapped in, you know, well, you actually don't even have to wrap it. You can just warm it directly in the oven. And then you can serve it with a little bit of a non-fat, plain, organic Greek yogurt.
Okay.
As it, you know, instead of a sour cream, or even with a little bit of cinnamon, you can serve it with a little bit of grass-fed butter, some coconut butter, even better. You know, whatever.
Honey, maple syrup.
A little maybe, yeah. I mean, it is absolutely a delicious breakfast.
Coconut sugar.
Coconut sugar.
All kinds of possibilities.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I find sweet potatoes are so sweet. You know, my son finds them so sweet. He really just likes them plain or with a, you know, honestly, a teeny bit of coconut butter is his favorite. Is his favorite way, just a teeny bit. But, you know, and then I like a little cinnamon on there too. I just like that for those good anti-inflammatory properties in the morning.
I think that, and that is a very inexpensive breakfast.
Very inexpensive.
Super inexpensive, but super healthy.
Absolutely, under $1. Under
Love
a dollar. Yeah, it's a great idea. And then, you know, if you feel like you can always send your, you know, give your child an apple in the car, or, you know, make sure you send them with a fruit for a mid-morning snack or something. But usually that sweet potato is pretty darn filling.
And the thing with apples, I've noticed, my son turned me onto this. I've never had apples with peanut butter. And peanut butter I used to love to eat by the tablespoons, but it would stick to my mouth and it could sometimes get caught in my throat. And I noticed that when I ate the peanut butter with the apple, the juice from the apple actually made the peanut butter just slide effortlessly down my throat. I was like, wow, this is really a nice way to eat the peanut butter.
Right, yeah, definitely is. You know, a cute idea, and whether it's peanut butter or nut seed butter or almond butter, whatever your butter, you can actually take an apple. So I don't have an apple to show you, but so if you have an apple, slice it this way.
Right.
Remove the core and create little apple slice sandwiches and spread with peanut butter, and you can actually build the apple with some peanut butter and maybe even like a little bit of granola in there, and then cut it up like a pie.
Right, and I think I saw you do that before, and you use different color apples. So if you have a red and a yellow apple, right, you slice and you mix the red and yellow as a stripe, and it's really fun for the kids, super healthy and interesting to the kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a fun one. That's one I can't resist.
Oh, it looks like our thing bleeped out in a second, but hopefully Google has us back on track. So now for the pièce de résistance, what are your awesome smoothies that you love to make?
Well, for kids, okay. So the boys in my house, and I say plural because when generally speaking, if my son is here, there are boys here.
Okay.
It's that, you know, it's that kind of house. So but I love when the house is filled with tons of boys, and I will do chocolate smoothies in the morning. So Mrs. Thompson's chocolate smoothie is quite famous. So what I will generally use is a non-dairy milk. So that a lot of that depends on what I have on hand, what I've made. Hemp milk, coconut milk, almond milk. You know, just varies. It doesn't really matter. I will usually add my favorite protein powder. There are several that I love. If you don't want to invest in a protein powder, you can just use plain. I've used plain hemp seeds. I've also used plain cashews, like raw cashews. It gives it a really creamy flavor, and that's a great protein.
Okay.
You can also use your nut or seed butter that you have on hand.
Okay.
Allow that to become your protein and add a little bit of those good healthy fats to your smoothie. Then I'll do raw cacao powder, usually a frozen banana. Let me just remember this now. Some vanilla, some fresh organic. You know, I like the vanilla powder. But if you don't have vanilla powder, you can certainly use, vanilla extract, just a little bit to punch up the flavor. And that is about it. I think that's it. Sometimes I'll put chia seed. Chia seeds are great for extra anti-inflammatory, good healthy protein, healthy fat. You're getting your healthy omega-3s. So,
Right.
healthy boost. So yeah, that's my chocolate Thompson's chocolate smoothie. I think it's on my blog.
Okay.
Trying to remember what we call it, but it's something like that. And yeah, the boys love it. The boys love it. It's like a chocolate milkshake.
And so I'll send them to your blog. So to go to hollithompson.com, and it's HOLLI
Correct.
Thompson.com.
Yes.
Holly's got tons of great information there. So how about your mommy smoothie? What's your favorite mommy smoothie to get you started in the mornings?
It varies. Right now I'm on a chocolate thing myself, I have to say. And I tend to go towards cacao when the weather gets colder. So it's starting to get a little chilly up here and it's fall. I add greens to my chocolate smoothie though. I take out the banana and I will always add greens to my chocolate smoothie. And that's the big difference for me. Sometimes I can sneak it into the boys, but I don't know, they're kind of getting older, so they're sort of getting like don't put that kale in there. So I sneak it in elsewhere the rest of the day, But in mine, we definitely have green, so it's like a green chocolate. I also love seasonal smoothies right now. There is a fabulous pomegranate smoothie that I am addicted to, and actually I did at the books, one of the book signings I was telling you about yesterday, the host, we did a breakfast and the host made the pomegranate smoothie and everyone was crazy about it. But it is in my book, Discovering
It
a
is.
Style. Here's my book.
Okay.
So it's a seasonal fall recipe, but it's pomegranate, it's creamy, a little fruity, but it has a kick, which you would love.
Oh, I love anything spicy. So you're not going to tell us the secret ingredient. We're going to have to go buy the book, are we?
Well, you know what? There you go. Sorry.
No, so much awesome content today. Really, we could at least go buy the book. That's the least we could do. But not only are there recipes in there, but you've got great information about, healthy eating, healthy lifestyle. I mean, it's all the big package. It's not just here's a recipe. So
right. It's been described as a lifestyle book, as a Bible. I mean, a lot of my integrative medical doctor friends, like Dr. Hyman and Dr. Junger and Dr. Frank Littman, who wrote the foreword to my book. I'm so grateful to him for that. They love it. They want to give it to their patients because it's comprehensive. I mean, we worked really hard on it, and I didn't want it to be a trend, and I didn't want it to be just another let me try that for a week and then never look at it again, and another failed diet program, right? I wanted it to be well researched and the definitive response to a lot of those crazy nutrition questions out there right now. I think so many women and so many parents, so many moms just don't know what to believe and what is really true, and what's the bottom line? Like, what does research tell us, and how do I incorporate this into my daily life? So just like this conversation, we gave about 5 or 6 different meals and then tons of creative ways to make it easy. That's what I'm all about. If it's not easy, I'm not interested, because I'm like you, I am way too busy, and there's too much to do in life than fret and worry and over obsess about your food. Your food is important. It's your lifeline. It matters. Everything you eat is either for your good or not. You're bad. Or
it's either helpful or harmful. Right? Is it going to help you?
Exactly. And I really believe that, and I really want people to get connection between food, body, health. It's so important for us as moms, but it's really more important for growing kids. Kids are growing so fast. Their brains are developing. Their muscles are developing. We want to give them all the tools that we possibly can as parents and figure this out.
Well, I'm glad you're championing the kids. Obviously, that's something that I am super passionate about, and I think that our kids can help us be healthier eaters. I found that with my own children. They have held my feet to the fire once I sort of taught them some nutritional facts. Then they use it against me, right? They have me signing contracts and stuff that I won't eat this and I won't drink that.
Right.
So I think that harnessing our children and being good role models for our children is very important. But I would love for you to show the book again, Holly. Will you show your book again, just because I'm so visual? I think, okay, so discover your nutritional style, and see Pretty Holly's on the front.
You can go to Barnes & Noble online, go to Barnes & Noble or Amazon, easy, online, and order it today.
Yeah, and I love that you have scientific research. You're like backing up all your premises based on scientific research. What's really the finding? It's not hype. It's like it's truly medically driven.
That's right.
Driven, and so I love that you spent all the time and energy to put that together to help people get healthy easier.
Thank you. Thanks, Carmen.
Yeah, well, I think we've had a wrap today. I know moms are busy and their dads watching too, but for everybody that's been super busy and still wanting to get on with the rest of their day, I hope that this has been helpful for everyone. And Holly, thank you for sharing your knowledge and your time with us to help everybody get healthy. And I hope we can have you back in another episode.
Thank you, Carmen. Anything for you. I love you. I love the work you're doing. I totally support you. So you just let me know. I'm yours.
Well, thank you. All right, everybody, this is a wrap, and have a great day. Holli Thompson from Nutritional Style. Thanks, Holly.
Thanks, Carmen.